Attention Colts Nation! What an absolute whirlwind! The Indianapolis Colts are making moves, strategic decisions that will define our franchise for years to come. And frankly, I'm here to tell you some of these moves have me on the edge of my seat. We're talking about the future of our defense, the fate of key offensive weapons, and a seismic shift at the most important position in all of sports. This isn't just news, it's a fundamental reshaping of who we are. Every single piece of information hitting the wire right now is a critical puzzle piece. You need to hear this. And if you're a true fan, if you bleed blue and white, help us hit that 1,000 subscriber mark and stay locked in for every single breakdown.
Let's kick this off with a foundational piece of information that just dropped, a critical insight into the long-term vision for our Indianapolis Colts defense. Sports Illustrated, just 23 hours ago, reported that our Colts are meticulously, and I mean meticulously, evaluating a highly versatile defensive prospect with an eye on the 2026 draft. Now, when I hear versatile defensive prospect, my ears immediately perk up. This isn't just about plugging a hole for next season. This is about laying the groundwork for a dominant defensive unit 2, 3, 4 years down the line. We're talking about a player who can theoretically move across the defensive line, maybe even drop into coverage, a true chess piece for our defensive coordinator. This is exactly the kind of strategic thinking you want to see from Chris Ballard and our front office. They aren't just reacting to immediate needs. They are proactively scouting for elite talent that fits a modern, dynamic defensive scheme. But here's where the Stephen A. Smith in me has to come out. While I appreciate the long-term vision, and it's absolutely essential, what does this tell us about the immediate state of our defense? Are we truly happy with the talent we have right now? Or is this an admission that we need a significant injection of blue-chip talent? If we're already looking at the 2026 draft this closely, it suggests there might be some underlying concerns about the depth or the ceiling of our current defensive roster. And look, I'm all for building through the draft. It's the lifeblood of sustained success. But you can't tell me that a prospect for 2026 is going to solve our problems this year. This is a smart move, no doubt, but it's also a statement that says we need more. We need different. We need a player who can fundamentally alter the trajectory of our defense. And let's be real, a versatile defensive player is a premium commodity in today's NFL. They create mismatches, they disrupt schemes, and they force offenses to adjust. Our Colts need that kind of disruptive force, that game wrecker who makes offensive coordinators lose sleep. But the burning question, the one that keeps me up at night, is this. If we're already looking that far ahead for defensive talent, what does it say about the more pressing, more immediate needs on the offensive side of the ball, especially when you consider the monumental decisions being made right now regarding our quarterback situation and a key offensive weapon?
If you want to keep getting exclusive insights and breaking news like this from the inner sanctum of the NFL, you absolutely have to hit that subscribe button right now. Don't miss another second of critical analysis that impacts our Colts.
Now let's pivot sharply from the distant future of our defense to the immediate, pressing uncertainty on the offensive side of the ball, specifically concerning a player who has shown flashes of brilliance, wide receiver Alec Pierce. This is where things get truly complicated, truly messy, and frankly, truly frustrating for Colts fans. With the bombshell announcement that the Indianapolis Colts have applied the transition tag to Daniel Jones, a move we'll dissect in excruciating detail in a moment, Alec Pierce is now staring down the barrel of unrestricted free agency. Let me be crystal clear. This is a significant development. Colts are reporting that our Colts are scrambling, and I mean scrambling, to hammer out a long-term deal with Pierce before he even sniffs the open market. Why the scramble? Because the transition tag on Daniel Jones eats up a colossal chunk of our cap space, making it a high-stakes game of financial chess for every other valuable player. Alec Pierce, when healthy and engaged, is a legitimate vertical threat. He stretches the field, he opens up opportunities for other receivers, and he gives our offense a crucial dimension. To lose a player of his potential, especially at a position where depth is always coveted, would be a monumental miscalculation. We have seen what he can do. We know the talent is there. The question isn't whether he can produce, it's whether our front office can secure him amidst this new financial landscape. But here's my problem, and it's a big one. Why are we letting it get this close? Why is it coming down to the wire, with the threat of him hitting the open market looming large? This feels reactive, not proactive. This feels like a consequence of other, more drastic decisions. If Pierce is truly a piece of our future, if he's a player we value, then this deal should have been a priority, independent of other financial gymnastics. The fact that his future is now intertwined with the Daniel Jones transition tag is telling. It tells me that cap space is tighter than we thought, and difficult choices are being made. The team is now in a precarious position, trying to secure a valuable asset while simultaneously making a huge commitment elsewhere. It's a high-wire act, a tightrope walk without a net. And it makes you wonder, if this is the ripple effect on Alec Pierce, what other unforeseen consequences are lurking just around the corner, especially regarding the man at the center of this financial maelstrom?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the seismic event that is sending shockwaves through the entire NFL and directly impacting our Indianapolis Colts: the stunning decision to apply the transition tag to quarterback Daniel Jones. This isn't just news, this is a declaration, a massive gamble, and frankly, a move that has left many, including myself, scratching our heads and demanding answers. $833 million for the 2026 season. Let that $37.8 million. This is not just a commitment. This is an all-in bet on a quarterback who, to be blunt, has had a roller coaster of a career, to put it mildly. Com confirmed this bombshell, and the implications are monumental. The transition tag gives our Colts the right to match any offer from another team, but unlike the franchise tag, there's no draft compensation if we choose not to match. But let's be real. Paying a quarterback almost $38 million on a one-year deal and then still having the uncertainty of another team potentially swooping in is a dangerous game. It ties up immense cap space, as we just discussed with Alec Pierce, creating a domino effect that impacts our ability to retain other key players or even acquire new talent in free agency. My immediate, visceral reaction: what are we doing? We're talking about a quarterback who has battled injuries, inconsistent play, and has yet to truly establish himself as a top-tier guy. While he's shown flashes, this kind of financial commitment with this level of uncertainty feels like an enormous overpay for the potential rather than proven production. This isn't a cautious approach. This is a desperate attempt to retain a signal caller without fully committing. It's a half measure that carries full measure consequences. It puts us in a bind, financially and strategically. And let me tell you, this decision is going to reverberate through every single aspect of our team, from potential free agents looking at our cap situation to our draft strategy. The ripple effect is already being felt, and the big question now is, what does this colossal investment mean for the overall direction of our franchise? And how do we navigate these choppy waters to build a true contender?
So, there you have it, Colts Nation. From meticulously scouting future defensive stars for 2026 to the urgent, precarious negotiations with Alec Pierce, all overshadowed by the colossal, eyebrow-raising transition tag applied to Daniel Jones, our Indianapolis Colts are at a crossroads. These aren't isolated incidents. They are deeply interconnected threads in the tapestry of our team's immediate and long-term future. Every single decision, every dollar spent, every player evaluates profound impact on our championship aspirations. This is a decisive moment for our franchise, one that will define the Chris Ballard era. What do you think? Is this the right move? Are we building towards greatness, or are we making critical errors? Drop your comments below. Tell me what's on your mind. We are in this together, and together we will demand accountability and cheer for our Colts.